Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We've been lied to, and we've been lied to really bad. And the thing is, we're so blind that we don't see it standing right in front of us this whole time. I'm talking about this concept of debt, this ideology that debt has to be avoided at all costs and that it's a bad thing. See, this type of thinking has been bootstrapped into our minds from the media and our family. And while we're over here twiddling our thumbs and making extra payments or saving up just so we don't take on debt, the wealthy elites are sitting on top laughing at us while they use debt to get richer and richer. Now, I grew up in a traditional immigrant family where it was instilled in me that if you can't afford something, you can't afford it. There's no workaround, there's no credit cards. I would always be told that debt is a game that you don't play because it'll either destroy you or ruin your life. But the problem with all this was my parents were thinking with a middle class mindset, not a wealthy mindset. But over the years, as my businesses started taking off, I've been able to meet multi-millionaires, and when asking them how they were able to become so successful, their answer always included one thing: leveraging debt. I know, you should have saw my face when they said that. But it wasn't until I started spending more time with them that I realized that they were right, and that in order to truly become wealthy, you need to use debt. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how you can use debt to make yourself money and how I'm doing it right now, which is making me an extra couple thousand every single month. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe if you guys haven't already. It pushes my content out to other people on YouTube, so I would really appreciate it. Now, the biggest mistake people get caught up in is getting into the wrong type of debts. Now, these are debts that don't make you any money, but rather they take money out of your pocket. Things like credit card debt that charge you insanely high interest rates on your balance, or car payments that have you paying $500 a month for something that's decreasing in value every single day. Your home, yes, your home is a debt because it's not making you any money, and arguably student loans as well. Now, I don't want to get too deep into this because I know it's a heated topic, but I will say this one thing. If you're going to a university that is more on the expensive side and you don't know what you plan on doing, or you choose a major that won't make you any money, I'm sorry, but you're screwed. Now, I assume a lot of you guys watching already have these type of debts, which I don't blame you for because you're just following what everybody else does. But I will say this, getting into, these type of debts is 100% avoidable. That is, if you can control one thing: societal pressures. Because if you think about it and you go through all the purchases you've made, whether it's your car, clothing, gifts, now you can argue the fact that you bought this for yourself and your own happiness, but I promise you, deep down, if you think about it, you did it because of how you want other people to think of you. Whether it makes you look cooler, whether it makes you look like you have more money. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing because I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to control that. I myself struggle with it too. You want to fit in, you want to be cool. I bought a lot of things that I regret. I bought the new shoes, the nice clothes, the cars, just so my friends could think I'm cool and invite me places. But when I started to hang around these high net worth individuals, I saw the difference and asked myself, is this really worth it? Now, I know it's hard to grasp the fact that you can use debt to make money because our minds are wired to think that debt is always bad. But hopefully by the end of the video, you'll start to think differently about it and realize that debt is a very powerful tool. As I mentioned previously, the majority of people borrow money to buy cars or clothing or pay for school, things that take money out of their pocket. Now, what if you instead borrowed money to buy assets, things that put money in your pocket? Let me explain. Now, there's a type of loan out there called an FHA loan, which is basically loans given to first-time homebuyers. And the unique thing about an FHA loan is that you only need to put down 3.5% of the cost of the home, whereas traditionally you need to put down close to 20%. Now, to the average person, they see this as, just a cool loan with a low down payment. But for smart and wealthy people, they see this as a gold mine. Let's say you find an awesome property, specifically a duplex for, let's say, $200,000. Now, because of the FHA loan, you only need to put down $7,000. So basically with $7,000, you now own something that's worth $200,000, which is insane to think about. Now, with this property, what you can do is rent it out to other people and make rental income. And if we do the numbers real quick, taking into account a 5% interest rate and the taxes that go into everything, your monthly payment for this $200,000 home will come out to around $1,400. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Now, remember I said you found a duplex, which is basically one building, but it has two different homes. I'll put up a picture over here, but with an FHA loan, it requires you to live at the property for at least 1 year. So what you can do is live in one of the units and then rent the other unit out. You can charge maybe like $1,700, $2,000, $2,500, whatever the market rate is. So essentially for $7,000, you just bought a $200,000 home or duplex. Your monthly payment is $1,400 and you rent out the other unit for, let's say, $2,000. You're making an extra $600 a month and you get to live for free because the other person's rent is paying for the mortgage. That right there is the power of leveraging debt. Now, it doesn't need to be a duplex. You can buy a regular home and then rent out the rooms inside of that if you want. The only thing is you can only go up to 4 units in order to qualify for an FHA loan. So essentially you're borrowing money to make yourself more money. Like I said, this was all right in front of us this whole time. We just never saw it. Only the wealthy people did, and they take advantage of this every single day. Now, yes, the bank might charge you like 4 to 7% in interest on your loan, which I must add is 100% tax deductible. But if you're able to generate like 12% returns with your money, you're still at a net positive. Here, let me share with you something that I was told to show just how big the difference between debt and no debt is. Now, let's say over the years you were able to save up, $100,000 and you want to do the same thing. You want to buy a home and then rent it out. You can essentially buy, a decent condo or, find something for about $100,000, pay cash for it and then rent it out. And you won't have a mortgage, so your cash flow will be higher. Or what you can do is use that $100,000 divided by 4. So now you have $25,000 each and you can use that on a down payment on 4 different homes. So essentially you can either buy one property cash or you can use it to buy 4 different properties. Now, yes, if you pay for it cash, you don't have a mortgage payment, but if you get 4 different properties, you have 4 different homes that generate you 4 different cash flows and then also give you appreciation on each of the home as well. Or you can do the opposite. You can use $100,000 as a down payment to get a much larger property worth maybe $500,000. Real estate is by far one of the best ways to leverage debt to make yourself more money. And don't get me started on all the tax benefits that come with it as well. That's like a whole video of its own. Now, one of the things that make all of this easier is by having a good credit score, because without a good credit score, you won't be able to qualify for these loans. So this is exactly why I partnered with ScoreMaster. As we all know, credit plays a huge role in our lives, especially when we want to build wealth, because the better the credit score you have, the more opportunities you get. So what's so cool about ScoreMaster is that they'll help you get the best possible credit score that you can get, because not many people know this, but a simple hack to adding more points to your credit score comes down to when you pay your credit card, which a lot of people don't know. But the smart ones who use ScoreMaster do, because they tell you exactly when to make your payments and how much to pay as well, and how making those payments will increase your score in less than 20 days in most cases. They also have tons of other cool features like Money Manager, $1 million in free insurance, and a whole bunch of other stuff to take control of your finances. So if you're looking to quickly add points to your credit score, which I hope everyone does, you guys can check out ScoreMaster because they'll help you do just that by clicking the link down in the description box below. Alright, now back to the rest of the video. The rule of thumb with debt is if you're using it to make more money than you're paying in interest, then it's considered good debt. And this is exactly what I did with my first rental property that I bought a couple months ago. Now, in full transparency, I didn't utilize debt. I actually paid for it in cash, but that's because I needed to in this situation. See, in my case, this was a crazy deal and I knew a lot of people wanted this property as well. So the only way I could differentiate myself was if I paid cash, because one of the pros of paying cash is you save a lot of time in the closing process, not only for me, but for the seller as well. And it gives you more leverage to negotiate the price down. So because I was able to bring cash to the table, I was able to bring down the price significantly as well. Now, what I'm going to be doing with this property is something called a cash out refinance, which pretty much means just taking out a loan after buying the property. Pretty much the bank is going to pay me how much the home is worth at that given time, and then I just make monthly payments like a traditional loan. The only thing is now I have the opportunity to fix up the property and raise the value, meaning when I get the property appraised, it'll be worth more because of the renovations I put into it, meaning I'll get more money back from the bank. And then I'm just going to use this cash out refinance money that the bank gave me and do this process all over again, which is also known as the Burr method. But if you guys want like a more in-depth video on this rental property that I bought a couple months ago, let me know down in the comment section below, because I pretty much documented the whole process. I vlogged everything. I'm just so lazy to put all these clips together. So if a lot of you guys are interested, maybe I'll put together and share it. Just let me know if you guys want to see down in the comment section below. below. Now, real estate isn't the only place where you can use debt to your advantage. Another common way to use debt is to use it to buy businesses. Now, this is more of a riskier and hands-on method compared to real estate, but the returns are much higher. You can either borrow your money to start your own business or your own venture, which I don't really recommend, or what you could do is buy a pre-existing business, which I do recommend. What you can do is go out and look for businesses, whether it's laundromats, car washes, or anything that's up for sale. You can look at their numbers and then take it to the bank and show the bank that, look, it's generating money, but I don't have any money to buy it. So what the bank will do is loan you the money to buy the business, and then you just have to pay them back monthly. Now, the interest rates will be a little higher on these loans because it's more of a risk for the banks to lend to business loans, but if you do the numbers correctly and the returns make sense, it can make you a lot of money without putting in any of your own. Now, like I said, this is more of a riskier play, but the upside is very high because you're the one in charge. You're the one making all the decisions. So if you triple revenue in a year, you can easily pay off the loan and make it worth your while. And if you feel like you don't even know where to start or what business to try out, don't worry, because I was in the same boat as you guys. So this is exactly why I started this newsletter. I started a newsletter where I send out daily unique side hustles for you guys to start. I show you how to start it step by step, how much money you can make from it, pretty much everything you need to know about this side hustle. So if you guys want, a constant stream of new ideas, all you have to do is sign up for free using the link down below. In the end, every major corporation, businessman, high net worth individual utilizes debt. They borrow money to buy other businesses. They borrow money to start new projects. They borrow money to pay taxes. They pretty much borrow money for everything because they know they can leverage it for more. So why can't we do the same as them? But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.